Hello, Joshicle thought number 6. If you're keeping track, new setting, so that's pretty cool. I like this. So thought of the day is going to be the loss of Christopher Hitchens. I don't know what specific date. I think it was early in like 2011. Great orator, great man. He has guided to me to want to strive to be more of a contrarian, even though that's something I've always really been identified as. People say he was a bit of a dick, but you know what? Sometimes you have to be at least a bit of a dick. He was never unfair. He was a little bit of a war hawk, and that's something I will never ever accept. I do accept that we need to limit the capacity for evil actors to perform to have freedom. Evil people don't deserve the kind of freedom that the rest of us should enjoy. But other than that, no, I don't agree with war, because you drag a lot of innocent people into it, and the idea that we need to pinpoint and pinprick, I don't know, but you know, that's one thing I'm willing to discuss. I think times have changed to the point where we're not willing to go to war. What the fuck do I know? I don't know. Times haven't changed. Humanity hasn't changed, just the technology has. And the technology has allowed us to be more honest, I think, with who we are, individuals. Like the anonymity online, we can be the complete dicks to each other, and there's no repercussions. Well, there's very little until at least the big tech companies decide to label us each with a unique identifiers to access the internet. Some crazy shit. I'm sure they're looking for it, especially big governments like China. Oh, China's already... Speaking of China, they're pretty fucked. But that's for another video. The coronavirus and whatnot. Anyway. Back to Christopher Hitchens. When I was younger, I searched up intactivist videos. What an intactivist is someone who demands bodily autonomy for everyone, not just women. The bodily autonomy being, you can't just cut off parts of people's genitals or any body part just because you want to, unless that is a body part that's obviously going to cause issues. Foreskins aren't. They do not cause issues. Like far less any issues that a foreskin would be guilty of. A breast has killed far more people. Like, killed people. Breast cancer is like 1 in 8 women in the United States. And any reason to ever cut off a foreskin is like 1 on 100 and 250 people, which is pretty crazy, considering like what 80 to 80, anywhere between 60 and 80% of infants are mutilated at birth. That's unacceptable. You are censoring that person's ability to create intimacy for life. You're destroying sexually responsive nerves. You are marking that person for their entire existence as a slave, because that's what it is. They're a slave to society now, and now that person is going to go through life justifying why they were mutilated, instead of understanding, hey, something that was done to me was objectively fucked up. Like, it is objectively fucked up. If anyone's going to be honest, you can't cut off parts of people's bodies, let alone their fucking genitals, and pretend like you are a decent person. Sorry. And you can't just accept that it's going to happen to your child. You fight that shit, because that's what a parent does. They protect their child from harm. That is the single responsibility of a parent, is to protect their child for harm. And if you allow your infant to be mutilated in the genitals, you failed right away. Instantly, you have failed as a parent for life, because that child now has to exist with a permanent mark every time, reminding him that you failed him. And this isn't about shame. This is about accepting reality. You shouldn't necessarily drown yourself in shame, but you do need to accept certain things about reality, and that's, some things are absolutely unacceptable. There's too much modern information out there to deny it. It's just this collective societal bullshit, and each of us needs to decide that we are winging it. Every one of us is winging it. We aren't going by these sets of rules. We aren't deciding that certain sets of rules only, like, we are all fucking winging it. We can immediately see why certain laws are necessary, and then some laws we kind of ignore, like speeding. Like, who hasn't ever speeded through ignorance or intentionally sped on along the highway or anything like that? It's and if you're winging it, if each of us is winging it, why pretend like this religious set of rules is going to be something that we need to stick to? Because we need more broad guidelines rather than specific rules. I believe broad guidelines, like a 10 Commandments as an example, but more broad, like thou shalt not kill. Okay, we can all immediately agree with that. How about thou shalt not harm others for personal gain, or out of anger. Killing, that kind of encompasses killing. That encompasses a lot of things. Killing is like absolute, and even then people decide, oh, you can pay others to kill these creatures over here because they feel good in my mouth. But that's I have the rest of my life every day making these videos. This is the longest one yet. I appreciate all of the 0 people who are watching these videos currently. And this has been very fun for me. I do enjoy getting passionate, even though I probably need to limit that in the future. Thanks for watching this video.